Yeah, Boss YouTube, Elmas here, and I have for you guys today another video. Shocking, yeah, I know, right? If you guys may have missed my update video, I said I was gonna try to get back into the swing of uploading and all that shenanigery. So, yeah, if you guys may have missed my upload from yesterday, it was another Showdown Live for Victini suspect test. So a link to that will be down in the description. You guys can go check that out. Then come back to this one. Now, I don't know if I will be incorporating Victini in all my teams. I will try not to, but just I really want to use Victini. As I mentioned before, Victini was my favorite UU Pokemon back in 5th Gen, so I definitely do want to use it. If I do use it, I'll be trying out a bunch of different sets, like the one you see on your screen right now. I'll get into details about that in a second. Also, I'm doing FaceCam for this video, so if you guys do enjoy it, make sure to hit the like button down below. Just because I'm still kind of iffy on whether or not I want to do FaceCam for all my lives, or kind of what I'm leaning towards is doing FaceCam for some lives and not doing FaceCam, just to kind of mix it up a little bit, because I know some people really like FaceCam and I know others really don't. So yeah, if you do enjoy it, then make sure to hit the like button down below. Just a second of your time. And yeah, I've asked you guys plenty of times if you like FaceCam, and a good majority of you guys do, but as I said, I'll probably just mix it up here and there just to kind of satisfy both parties and all that shenanigans, although I'm not sure yet. I'll still think about it. Anyways, I'm rambling on for way too much. Don't really have a question for you guys. If I look tired, it's because I just woke up about an hour ago, so excuse that, but I really wanted to record for you guys, and I really did want to do FaceCam. But anyways, let's take a look at the team. So first off, we have Charcoal Victini, which I know may seem a little bit odd, but it is very nice because most people expect Victini to be banded or scarfed, and it's nice to be able to catch certain things off guard. Plus, the reason why I have Toxic is because there are a bunch of water types and Arcanines and Rotoms running around, so I can talk to them and wear them down with Toxic. And yeah, but that's really the basis of the set. It has been actually working out for me. Next off, we have Mega Aerodactyl Pursuit, just because if Victini comes in after V creating, I can then Pursuit Trap it and then potentially knock it out. I went with 4 attacks because I never really found myself needing Roost, so I decided to put Stone Edge over Roost, although I'm thinking about maybe putting Earthquake over Stone Edge or Aqua Tail, because there are scenarios where I wish I had Earthquake as opposed to Stone Edge or Aqua Tail, so we'll see how things go on that. Next off, we have just a specially defensive Fortress, just as a soft switch-ins to Dragon types. Plus, it is nice to have Rapid Spin and Spikes as well, because they do really come in handy with the rest of the team. Next off, we have Team Player, aka Lucarper, aka Swampert, just standard Swampert with Ice Beam as opposed to Roar, just so I can take on Salamence after +1. Then we have Scarf Hydreigon, because Scarf Hydreigon right now is something that I don't really see too much, so it is nice to have and be able to catch certain things off guard. Then finally off, we have offensive supported Whimsicott with Encore and Stun Spore, because it is nice to spore faster mons like Scarf Mienshao, Scarf Victini, and Aerodactyl, Crobat, and stuff like that. So that is the team. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get this started. Alright guys, so we got the first battle here, and this dude has a Suicune. Crobat is going to be a bit of a nuisance to me. Well, it shouldn't be that big of an issue. Looking at a scene, this could be Scarfed Heracross, so I'm going to have to watch out for that. Looking at leads though, it could either be Mamoswine or Crobat potentially. I don't want to lead off with Swampert though, on the off chance that it leads off with Heliolisk, because that would actually be kind of bad for me. I could actually just lead off with my Hydreigon, now that I think about it. Yeah, see, this is where if I had, well, I can still lead Aerodactyl, I would assume. Maybe, potentially, maybe. I don't know, something's telling me to lead off with Hydreigon, so I think I'm going to lead off with Hydreigon instead. As he ends up leading off with Mamoswine, okay, there's a chance he could just be Focus Sashed. So I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and go straight for the U-turn in this scenario. Because, I mean, I can still spin away rocks with Fortress, and I do have Gyro Ball, so I will be able to ensure that I keep rocks off of my side of the field, so I can just safely go for a U-turn and break a potential Focus Sash. And if he does want an Ice Shard, I know that I should be able to take one, even if he is Adamant Choice Banded, although I'm not going to appreciate it, as I get rather lucky and I get a crit turn 1. I'm going to go ahead and make the safe switch right into Fortress, just to see what he wants to do. As he ends up going for the Icicle Crash, turns out that he is Life Orb. There is still a chance he has Rocks, so I'm going to be kind of weary of that. He can get a free switch into Heracross here potentially, depending on what he wants to do. So the question is, do I want to go for Volt Switch or just go for a layer of Spikes? There's a chance he'll stay in as well, so I could just Gyro Ball, but I think I'd rather get up a layer of Spikes first. Because, yeah, even if he brings in Crobat, I will be able to do a solid 50% to it with my Gyro Ball. As he ends up bringing in the Suicune, I'm perfectly fine with this because I do have Encore on my Whimsicott, so I pretty much lose nothing by just going for the Volt Switch in this scenario. Plus, if he does want to switch into Mamoswine, that's fine with me, because he also be taking Spikes damage, as he turns out to have the Substitute. Now, normally this would be actually kind of terrifying, but again, I do have Prankster Encore, and make sure I have Prankster, okay? Because when I first made this team, I kind of messed up, and I put Infiltrator, and just, yeah, let's say that cost me a match or two. It cost me a match, but after that I was like, oh crap. So I'm going to be able to Encore him into the Substitute. So now what I can do is predict him to want to bring in the Crobat, because that is definitely his best switch in this scenario. Plus, nothing on his team really appreciates taking a Draco Meteor. So yeah, I think I can just make the safe switch into my Hydreigon here, because I am Scarfed. So yeah, Hydreigon's about to put in some work. Oh, okay. Did you guys, I don't know if you guys heard my neck popping there. I apologize. Okay, so he decides to stay in. I don't know why. This is really not helping him any in this scenario. His Encore ends right here, I think. Yeah, so I do kind of want to Stun Spore, but at the same time, yeah, because he'll get a free switch into his Crobat here. I don't know, see, I don't think that he's gonna stay in. There's no reason he should stay in here. I'm gonna Stun Spore against my better judgment. Okay, I'm fine with that. So I managed to Stun Spore the incoming Dragology. Even though my Fortress is especially defensive, I know that I will not be able to take the hit this well, but it's still going to be able to just be a nice little safe pivot. Then again, there's a chance he could be Dragon Fang, so even if he does Sludge Wave, he can just switch up moves the following turn. So I'm going to have to watch out for that. He doesn't have any Ghost types, so I don't have to worry about him keeping up Tox Spikes, because I have seen a couple Dragology with T-Spikes. Actually, I do really want to use Dragology in UU. I think it'd be a pretty cool mon. As he makes a nice play, predicts me to switch out. Unfortunately, though, he does end up missing, which does kind of suck for him. And here, he could potentially go for another one. I'm going to make a bit of a risky switch into my Whimsicott. Okay. That is rather unlucky, not going to lie. And he just forfeits. Alright guys, so we got the first battle here, and this dude has a really cool looking team. I like the Regirock for Mega Pidgeot, which apparently is the biggest threat in UU, from what I've heard. Shiftry though is a little bit odd, but this is most likely his Defogger, so he has a Defogger and a Rapid Spinner, so I'm going to have to watch out for that. Arcanine could be a bit of a nuisance, but I will be able to Toxic this and this and this if it really comes down to it, so I'm not too concerned. Looking at leads though, I'm not really too sure. I do kind of just want to lead off with Victini, but at the same time I kind of want to lead off with Swampert. Well, actually, I guess Hydreigon is the best safe lead. But I mean, yeah, because he could lead off with Nidoqueen, I suppose. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just lead off with my Hydreigon. Alright, so ends up leading off the Blastoise. I don't really have a safe switch into this, so I could be aggressive in Draco if I really wanted to, or I should probably just make the safe U-turn play. Yeah, because I can bring in Fortress and then pivot into Whimsicott, because he'll probably just go for an Aura Sphere and Ice Beam. And I'm hoping that he has Ice Beam and not Aura Sphere, because that would actually be a lot better for me. As he actually ends up going for the Dragon Pulse, okay. Because of Mega Launcher, he does have Pseudo Stab on Dragon Pulse. So I think right here I can just make the safe switch into my Whimsicott. I'd rather not stay in and take the unnecessary damage from Water Pulse, Hydro Pump, or Scald potentially, as he does end up having the Scald and ends up getting the burn. That is rather annoying. He's definitely going to want to switch out here. Seeing as Arcanine is his best switch into Whimsicott. So I think I'm going to double switch into my Swampert, expecting him to bring an Arcanine, and then this way I can start applying pressure and get on my rocks. And if he does have Defog on Shift Tree, that'll just give me a free turn. As he does end up bringing the Arcanine. So I'm going to go ahead and take this chance just to get on my rocks. I could go for the Ice Beam, but I don't know. I really don't feel like it's necessary right now. As he does end up making the safe switch in the Shift Tree. Plus, I doubt that I would have been able to finish him off anyways. I know these do learn knockoff because I remember using it in NU and RU. So I'm going to switch into my Fortress here and then probably Rapid Spin, I think. No, not Rapid Spin, sorry. Probably go for a layer of Spikes or go for the Gyro Ball depending on what he wants to do. Because Nidoqueen is normally a perfect switch into Fortress, considering that Fortress literally does nothing to Nidoqueen in return. I could pull another double in that scenario, but I just have to start gaining momentum right now, if anything. As he is taking his sweet old time to make a move. Come on, man. Okay, so he ends up going for the Leaf Blade. Okay. I really do just want a Volt Switch. But I really don't want to give him a free switch in the Nidoqueen either. At the same time, I feel like he's going to want to double into his Blastoise just to try to go for the Rapid Spin. So I guess, even if he knocks off, I mean, I really don't need my Scarf in this battle. So yeah, I'm hoping that he actually goes for knockoff. But he actually ends up switching into his Regirock, which I'm perfectly fine with, as I'm going to go ahead and just drop a Draco on him, just to weaken him, and I can potentially force him into Aromatisse, which will give me a free switch into my Victini, allow me to just go for a Toxic on Arcanine and start wearing that down, as well as being able to get off a huge hit on Blastoise with Bolt Strike. So yeah, I really lose nothing by just going for Draco Meteor here. Worst case scenario, he goes for Stone Edge, but he actually ends up going for the Stone Edge. I thought he would Thunder Wave there, to be honest, but I guess it was a foolish play on my part to stay in like that, honestly. I should have definitely not done that, now that I think about it. It's fine though, it's fine though. I don't think another one will knock him out. Plus there's a chance he'll want to switch into his Aromatisse. So I think I'm going to bring in my Fortress here. Just because if he does want to get up rocks, I can just Rapid Spin them away. As he ends up going for the Protect just to get back a little bit of Leftovers recovery, which I'm perfectly fine with. As I'm going to go ahead and just get up a layer of Spikes, I believe. Because right now, getting that residual damage on Blastoise is going to be very, very handy for me. Because it looks like he doesn't have Defog on Shift Tree because he does have Rapid Spin on Blastoise. As he ends up going for the Earthquake, I guess just scouting out to see how much damage it would do. I'm guessing he has Rocks on Nidoqueen? Because he should have gone for Rocks if he had it on the Regirock right now. I really do. I'm going to Volt Switch. I think I'm going to Volt Switch here. Yeah, because there's no way Regirock should be able to beat me one-on-one, and I can just get up all my layers of Spikes. As I do manage to make the correct play, I was about to go for Gyro Ball there. Luckily, though, I did not, as I can now get a free switch into my Victini. And after Rocks and Spikes damage, Charcoal V-Crate is a guaranteed OHKO on offensive Nidoqueen, which 9 times out of 10 Nidoqueen are normally offensive anyways. And thanks to Victory Star, there's no way I will miss my Bolt Strike. Blastoise does not outspeed me. So yeah, he really has no safe switch-ins to my Victini right now, as I'm going to be able to straight up annihilate the Blastoise, giving me a great advantage in this battle so far. Worst case scenario, he goes ahead and brings in a Shift Tree to Sucker Punch me. Although I don't think Shift Tree learns Pursuit, so I'm not really too concerned. But it's very nice to know that I will be able to keep up my hazards throughout the remainder of this battle. Because I don't really think I need another layer of Spikes, so I can just start playing, or you forfeit. Okay, so let's try this again. Alright, so hopefully this will be the first battle. if this guy doesn't forfeit. First completed battle, I should say. Scarf Manchow can actually... Oh, crap. Scarf Manchow is actually pretty scary, so... I'm going to have to make sure to keep Whimsicott around. Roserade could also be a bit of a nuisance, so I got to watch out for that. I feel like he's going to just want to lead off with Manchow. So I kind of want to lead off with my Aerodactyl. At the same time, I kind of want to lead off with... not Swampert or Fortress. Yeah, because, man, Scarf Manchow is actually a huge threat to my team. Because I think Knockoff straight up just OHKOs Victini, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to have to watch out for that. Actually, I think Aerodactyl is probably my safest lead in this scenario. As he ends up leading off with my Lodic, that is actually very terrible. I don't want to see that. Okay, this is problematic. This is a problem. I'm just gonna go ahead and switch right into Chandelure. I mean, not Chandelure. Right into Whimsicott. Sorry. As he's probably just gonna go for Scald. Yeah, and he gets crit. That's not good at all. I do kind of want to pull a double switch, expecting him to bring in Chandelure or Roserade. Because I can Pursuit Chandelure and I can be aggressive in Aerial Ace with Aerodactyl. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and pull a double switch into my Aerodactyl here. As he ends up bringing in Roserade. Okay, this is good. This is good. Because now I can't just go for Aerial Ace, I think. Yeah, without having to fear too much. And I can start chipping away at that Milotic, which will be a problem. What? This is... What? That was scarfed. What? I am quite confused. Yeah. I was not expecting Scarf Roserade at all. And then he just... Well, I can still live a Stealth Rock switch in, which is nice, I suppose, but yeah, I was not expecting that at all. Holy crap. Really caught me off guard. So I'm going to be able to Volt Switch on out from this Mandibuzz. I guess he does have one less switch into my Whimsicott at this point, which is great. Plus I can Stun Spore Manchop if it does come down to it. So I'm going to make the safe switch right into my Whimsicott and just go for the Moonblast potentially. Mandibuzz was an odd switch, and I think he definitely should have brought in his Chandelure in this scenario. I would rather Moonblast, I suppose, the Giga Drain, just because of the extra power. Yeah, Moonblast is definitely my best play in this scenario, because I'm offensive, so I'll still be able to get off a decent little damage on Chandelure. As long as Chandelure is not a substitute variant, I should be fine. As that actually did a pretty good chunk, and I managed to get this attack drop. As he turns to have leftovers, which means he's probably a substitute variant, which means my Hydreigon should be a perfect switch into this. So I'm not really too concerned about Chandelure as much as I would be, because if it was Specs, then something on my team would get annihilated right now. So I'm going to make the safe switch into Hydreigon, as he's probably going to want to go for substitute, but he actually ends up going for the Flamethrower. Luckily he does not burn me, as now I can just go for a U-turn, I believe. I do wish I had Toxic on my Fortress, because it would really come in handy here. Well, could I Draco? I think I can just Draco, actually. Yeah, I think I'd rather be aggressive in Draco. As he does end up making the safe switch in the Mandibuzz, as that does a pretty solid chunk of damage. He doesn't have leftovers. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it. I don't know. Why did I stay in? Okay, please knock this out. This has... Yeah! Oh! 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 That might have mattered, actually. And he... I'm sorry. Let's go get another one. Okay. Okay. Yuxi. This team isn't too odd. I like the Amoonguss and I like the Uxie and Porygon Z. Actually, Porygon Z is terrifying, so I gotta watch out for that. I really haven't got to show off Victini. Let's see. Leads. I think I can just lead off with Hydreigon. Well, this could be Sash Ape. That's a thing. Well, I don't think he'll lead off with Absol, will he? No, there's no chance. Yeah, because if he leads off with Absol, that'd be actually really, really odd. So I think I'm going to be aggressive, and I'm going to lead off with Victini, actually. Yeah, I'm going to lead off with Victini. As he does end up leading off with the Infernape, so I'm just going to go straight for a Bolt Strike. Just because it's really my safest play to do anyways. I do actually want to try Scarf Victini. Although, I agree that Bandit is the better set. As he ends up going straight for the U-turn, he gets a crit, which is rather unlucky, but it's not that big of an issue. As I will be able to Bolt Strike the potential incoming Suicune. Although, I doubt I'll be able to 2KO him, I do have a decent check to it. As he actually brings in Absol. Okay. I know these do... What is English? I don't know. I'm just gonna go ahead and hard switch out. If he does have Pursuit, actually, that'll be really bad. I guess I could have just V-created. Okay, thankfully he didn't Pursuit me. So he's gonna Mega Evolve and it's just gonna go for Sucker Punch on the off chance that I did stay in. I was contemplating staying in. I was very close to wanting to stay in, but I knew that ultimately switching out would be the better play for me to do, as I can just safely go for a Volt Switch here. Just because, as long as he doesn't have Fire Blast, which normally Absol don't carry anyways, he doesn't beat my Fortress one-on-one, and if he does want to switch out, he doesn't have a Ground type, so I will be able to get Switch Initiative and keep up the offensive momentum. Which, it does suck that he did Mega Evolve, as he actually ends up going for the SD. I can still take a +2 Sucker Punch. Yeah, I can take a +2 Sucker Punch. Plus, there's a chance he may think that I'm just timid, so there's really no reason he shouldn't Sucker Punch here. And if I do go for Encore, because he has Magic Bounce, he'll bounce it back to me, so I can't Encore him into Swords Dance. As he actually ends up over-predicting. Wait. So he wasn't Jolly. Yeah, because if he was Jolly max speed, he would have been able to outspeed me. Okay. I'm guessing he thought I was defensive in some sort? Either way, though, I managed to get rid of his Absol, which means that I can now keep up any form of hazard that I do get up. So let's see what he wants to go for. Infernape is definitely his best switching in this scenario, because I'm not faster than him. I'm just going to switch right into Swampert, actually. Really, his best play to do would be to go for U-turn. Because my only switch into this thing is my Swampert, which really can't do much or anything to Amoonguss, as he does make the nice and safe play by going for the U-turn. Now, the reason why this is bad is because he can Sludge Bomb my Whimsicott and knock me out. This is going to be an issue. And he can still have rocks on Uxie to get those up. So I have to find some way to get up my hazards quickly. So I'm going to have to choose a Sleep Fodder. But he actually ends up bringing in the Uxie. Okay, well, I'm going to just take this chance to get on my rocks then. Because if he does turn out to be Subcom Mine, I do have Encore on my Whimsicott. So that'll be a big reason to keep it around. Which means he'll probably have rocks on Infernape. So I'm going to have to watch out for that as well. But yeah, Subcom Mine Uxie could be a bit of an issue. Although I don't know why you would use Uxie over Cresselia if you are running Subcom Mine. As he does turn out to have the Stealth Rock. So now what he can do is potentially go for a Yawn. I do kind of want to go for Ice Beam on the options that he wants to bring in Amoonguss, but that extra damage I don't think is the equivalency of getting a potential burn with Scald, so I think I'd rather just Scald actually. Just because if I do burn the Amoonguss, it's better than getting off the extra damage with Ice Beam is what I'm trying to say. So he ends up predicting me to want to switch out. Not the case, as I'm going to be able to actually burn him with Scald, which is going to be really good. Because wearing down this Uxie is going to be a major plus for myself and my team actually. He could bring in Amoonguss now. Although, what would I want to be put to sleep? Because Swampert keeps Infernape in check. I'm still just going to Scald either way. So he does end up going for U-turn. Okay, so I thought he might want to do that. I also thought he may want to go for the Yawn, because I have seen some Uxie that carry that just to force switch outs. And I'll rack up hazard damage. So again, if he does want to bring in Amoonguss, I'd rather get the burn than get off the extra damage with Ice Beam, because I know it's not going to matter too much. As he does end up making the safe switch into Amoonguss. So can we get a burn? We get a burn. I am getting pretty lucky, I'm not going to lie. Let's see, Sleep Fodder, Sleep Fodder. Victini still gets a kill. Whimsicott is basically the only way I have to stop Suicune from Calm Minding, so I have to watch out for that. Plus, I can also Stun Spore, Porygon Z, and Infernape. Fortress. I really want to get up Spikes. Actually, I don't think I really need Aerodactyl. Yeah, I really don't need Aerodactyl in this match. Because I'd rather get up Spikes than have this. So he ends up putting me to sleep. I'm perfectly fine with that, as I can now just get a free switch into my Fortress. So as long as I keep Aerodactyl, I don't have to worry about Amoonguss putting anything to sleep. Plus, I can also just fodder off Aerodactyl later once I get rid of this Amoonguss. And now my main game plan is to get up Spikes and just go from there. So he's going to go for Sludge Bomb on the off chance that I wanted to switch into my Whimsicott, which isn't a bad play on his part, just because he probably did expect me to want to Encore him. But I'm just going to go ahead and get up a layer of Spikes. I know the switch into Infernape is rather obvious, but right now, getting up hazards is more important to me than keeping up offensive momentum, because in the long run, I can still gain momentum later, while I will also have up a layer of Spikes. So he could also potentially have Hidden Power Fire, but I highly doubt it, so I don't have to worry about that too much. As he actually ends up bringing in Porygon Z, okay. I want to Gyro Ball, to be honest. Because if I Gyro Ball this, I can ensure that I can just Dark Pulse with Hydreigon. Plus, a second layer of Spikes I don't think is going to be that important right now. So, I know I can live any one hit. So long as I don't get burned or frozen, I should be fine. And if I don't get fully paralyzed, I should still be able to get off the damage with Gyro Ball. Actually, if he does paralyze me with Tri-Attack, it'll do more damage because my speed is cut to 1/4, which boosts the power of Gyro Ball. So, let's see what he wants to do. There's a chance it could be a setup variant, as he actually ends up going for the trick. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that, for sure. So, I get off a decent little bit of damage, as I'm just going to go ahead and go for another Gyro Ball, because I really lose nothing in doing so. And again, just chipping away at this is really my best game plan right now. I did fear this could be Scarfed, just because he does have Infernape already, which could have been Banded, actually, because he did have Rocks on Uxie. So, as you can see there, Tri-Attack's not doing too much damage to me, and as I said, I don't really need another layer of Spikes. Plus, I have no safe switch-ins to this Fortress, to this Porygon Z. So yeah, I'm just going to keep spamming Gyro Ball until eventually he knocks me out. Okay, so I may actually be able to knock him out, which will be even better for me. Although I will have a severely weakened Fortress, I can still just save it for Death Fodder later in this battle. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to get up another layer of Spikes on the Moon. He has Recover! What? Okay. That's kind of interesting. Trick, Recover, Porygon Z. I like that. I like that. But yeah, I can still just spam Gyro Ball. Honestly, at this point, I'm probably just going to leave Fortress in to die to struggle if it does come down to it. As I'm able to get off another huge hit. And I really do want to switch right into Hydreigon here. I really, really do, but I don't really think it's worth it, to be honest. Just to ensure that I get off the extra Giant Ball damage, I think is what would be better in this scenario. So he's just going to end up going for another recover as I get off on a little bit of damage. And I want to see, well, because what I'm thinking of doing is just bringing in Victini going for V-Crate, but I can't just bring in Hydreigon here and just Draco Meteor at this point. Because after Rocks and Spikes, nothing on his team safely switches into a Draco Meteor. So yeah, another reason why Spikes is just coming in so handy right now. I'm guessing he's debating on what to do. I mean, he could recover. Yeah, because he'll be at more HP ultimately, but I don't think he's going to be able to still take a Draco Meteor coming from Hydreigon. Yeah, and I really don't want to switch right into Whimsicott and try to Encore him. I would like to assume that Draco Meteor can knock out a Porygon Z, even though it does have pretty good natural bulk. I'm still just going to Draco Meteor. This has to knock this out. If this doesn't knock this out, I'm going to be so upset. Unless this is a very, very bulky Porygon Z. Like max HP or something. I am actually a little bit worried now. Because if I lose Hydreigon, then I'm going to be in a very bad scenario in this battle. Oh, okay, good. So he ended up switching out. As thankfully I don't miss, and I will be able to easily 2 KO Amoonguss, and then there's no way that he can knock me out. Worst case scenario, I miss Draco and he goes for Stun Spore. That's really the worst thing that can happen right now. And even if he wants to bring in Suicune, I can just Encore him into Calm Mind if he wants to do that. So either way, I'm not in a bad scenario, as he actually ends up making an odd switch into Infernape. I don't agree with that play at all. I'm not too sure why he would do that. I mean, yes, I'm a -2, but Infernape doesn't really have the best defenses around. And actually, I think I'm going to Calc on that Porygon Z, because I'm actually really, really worried about the Porygon Z. I really am. I always misspell Hydreigon. Hydreigon, Choice Scarf. Oh, so if he is max HP, he can live a hit at full HP. Yeah, see, so I needed to ensure the extra chip damage to make sure I knocked him out. So he ends up going for the Flare Blitz. He is in Blaze range, which I still think Close Combat would have done more, but I mean, I could have still brought in my Whimsicott, so it wasn't too bad of a play for him to just go straight for the Flare Blitz, because at this point he's pretty much going to be knocked out by whatever I go for, so it doesn't really matter. As long as he doesn't burn me with the Scald, it should be fine. The fact that he's still keeping Amoonguss around is a little bit annoying, though. Because now he can just bring it back in. And then I'm going to be in a bad scenario. I still think I can win this. I really do. It's just, it depends. So he ends up bringing in Suicune. He's probably going to try to Calm Mind up, so I'm just going to make the direct switch into Whimsicott. Because even if he goes for Scald, that won't be too bad, because then I can just safely Giga Drain. As long as he doesn't burn me. As long as he doesn't burn me with Scald, I'm fine. So let's see what he wants to do. He is going to go for the Calm Mind, and this is really good for me, as I can now just safely go for the Encore. Yeah, because I know these sometimes like to carry Ice Beam. So, I think just Encoring is the better play to do instead of going for a Giga Drain potentially. Even if he wants to get up to +6, there's no way he's going to be able to beat me one-on-one. And now what I can do is make an aggressive switch into my Victini, or I can go for Giga Drain. I think I'd rather make the aggressive switch right now. Yeah, because I can still 2 KO him with Bolt Strike. So I'm really not too worried about this Suicune whatsoever. And even if he wants to bring in a Amoonguss and try to pivot around, it's still not that big of an issue to me. Because ultimately I'll just be able to Toxic him. So yeah, I'm good. So yeah, that does so much damage. As long as I don't get a low damage roll, I should be fine. And if he does switch out, that's actually a lot better for me, because severely because Suicune is going to be severely weakened the next time it tries to switch in. So thankfully I don't get a low damage roll. I knock out the Suicune, and at this point I'm pretty much win with Victini, I think. Yeah, because I can V-create this, V-create this, V-create this, and yeah, he knows the match is pretty much over. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to keep the very first battle I had in here, because all of them were forfeits, which is kind of annoying. But hey, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the live, and if you did, then you know what to do. Make sure to show off support, hit the like button down below. Again, I apologize if the quality of the face cam is a little bit off. It's been a while since I've done it. But yeah, hopefully I will have an RU or NU suspect live next, because I do kind of want to try and get Rex for those as well. Plus, I have to relearn every tier. So yeah, a quick run through to the team again. This Victini set didn't really get the show off in this match, but you can try it out. It does come in handy in certain occasions. Next up, we have Aerodactyl, which I didn't get the Pursuit Trap anything, so that kind of sucks. Fortress put in a lot of work, man. Fortress is probably one of my favorite Yu-Yu Pokemon. Actually, easily top 5 favorite Yu-Yu Pokemon that I really, really like. Next off, we have Swampert, which is just a regular team player. Hydreigon came in handy. Whimsicott did come in handy, although I do really want to use Whimsicott more, because I really do think it's underrated right now, but I don't know. I'll dabble around more with it. But yeah, anyways, guys, with that being said, I rambled on enough. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully. So yeah, later, everybody.